Welcome to episode 2 of the Crappy Woodworking Show. I'm Nelson May, where we talk about everything crappy wood. Here's a log that I got off of a TV show my buddy Josh gave me. I've been making some bowls out of this. This is a maple, and right now these are cut green, and I just want you to see the grain on this. This is just absolutely beautiful. Go ahead and take a look at this grain. It's a little dirty, but try to get you a better view here. Look at the grain pattern in here. This is going to be a really wonderful bowl. Let's go ahead and take a look at it inside. And again, you can see the, let's try to get the grain patterns up here. And this, once it dries, and if it doesn't crack too hard, it is really going to be a pretty bowl. Let's take a look at bowl number 2. Came pretty much from the same log as we spin it. Kind of the same grain pattern. We do have a little bit of a crack here. I might be able to sand that down, fill that in with polyurethane. When we look inside, again, beautiful grain pattern, and I think this is going to be a nice bowl too. There's a third one from the same tree. As you can see, kind of the same grain pattern. Looks a little bit different. And when you look at these little holes, that's insects that got in there. Ants probably kind of eating away. And this bowl has also been cut green. And when you get a chance to see it, let's take a look at the grain inside. There we go. Beautiful shot there of the grain. Once you get a chance to see that, and when I get a chance to finally cut it, we'll come back and we'll review it. Now this is cedar. This came from my dad's tree. This one cracked. It's called checking when the wood was drying, so I'm just going to put this up on Crappy Woodworking and sell it for a couple of bucks. So if you like cedar and you want something to put something in cedar, hey, that's yours. This is a tree I got. Somebody was cutting down the street. Not a bad grain pattern. It's more of an oak. I'm not really happy with it because it has a lot of junk on the inside of it. You can see insects really got in it and got through it. You can actually see light through it. Probably just going to go ahead and throw this one away. This is my chalice out of the same wood. I'm working on chalice. You can see I used a Forstner bit to cut down in. You won't see that ring when I finally finish it. If this oak doesn't check when it dries, it's going to be pretty good. And construction coordinator named Ron Dick, I made him a chalice before and he wants 3 more. So Ron, if this one works out, this second one and 2 more may be coming down to you wherever you're working. This came from my buddy Paul Anderson's farm. This is almost a finished product. I'm going to go ahead and put some type of polyurethane on it. It came from fruit wood, and it's essentially a candle holder. So I don't know if you can really see the grain on this one or not, but this is some really beautiful stuff. And that'll show up nice, and you'll see some better pictures on the website. Finally, this one, I'm calling this the Jesus or the Jesus chalice. For any of you that want to take communion, this one could be for you. It's from the same oak I got down the street. This has been cut green. I am not sure how this is going to check and how this is going to turn out, but this may be a really nice piece of wood after it dries. As you can see, it's still a little bit wet and still a little bit rough, but hey, there we go. So here's some stuff I've been working on. This is a finished bowl from my friend Paul Anderson from his farm. Thing came out pretty good. I think we talked about this last week from fruit. This is some maple. This came out. Going to put another coat of polyurethane on it. And now that I've learned to reverse my pieces in my chuck, I'm going to be able to go ahead and start sanding this out so it looks like a proper bowl. 2 final small pieces I want to cover. This is some wood that came from my friend Paul Anderson's farm. Another piece of fruit. It's finished. As you can see, still needs some little bit of sanding because of the sand lines. And if you look inside, that is a really beautiful, nice, shiny grain. And look at the back of that. Isn't that something? This is probably one of the best pieces I have made yet in my 3 months of wood turning. Again, that came from Paul Anderson's farm. This is a piece of cedar that came from my father's tree. It's just going to be a little bowl. Not sure what it is. It turned out really nice. Just going to put it up, see if somebody wants it. And finally, the moment everybody has been waiting for, the new supersized crappy mushrooms. Take a look at this. All recycled material. Everything came out of a dumpster and was turned down. This is just basically a smaller version of the supersize. Go ahead and take a closer look at this one. This is blue, kind of big. This is one of my bigger ones to date. This is called the Big Red. I'll tell you, this is a nice one. Very heavy, and if somebody messes with you in your garden, you can just club them over the head and take care of it. So these are the crappy mushrooms. They'll all be on Etsy, and they'll all be on my website, crappywoodworking.com. I'm Nelson May. And this is show number 2 of Crappy Woodworking, Crappy Wood at its finest.